Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. I'm Chris. This is my little corner of the internet here on YouTube, and I'm happy to see you. Today we have a really great lesson. It's a beginner to early intermediate tutorial for Disturbed's cover of The Sound of Silence, of course, by Simon and Garfunkel. Classic song. This is a great cover. I'm really looking forward to showing you how to play it. Now, side note, the first thing I've done with this is I have dropped it down into the key of D minor. There's a great video, you can check them out on YouTube. It's the Brooklyn duo, husband and wife, I believe, piano and cello duo. I got the idea by watching their cover of The Sound of Silence. They do the same thing. They put it in D minor. For us, as far as tutorials go, it just makes it a lot more playable. It's a little bit of a friendlier key for beginner, early intermediate players. Okay, fewer sharps, flats, accidentals, the whole thing. Okay, now one other technical point before we start breaking this song down. Okay, most of this piece is in first position. Easy. Okay, if you still have your stickers on the cello, if you're at that point in your playing, this is perfect. Okay, now there are parts of the song where I go into what we call third position. Now, if you're familiar with position playing, great. This is going to be super easy for you. If you're not, what third position means is that we take our first position hand and we bring our first finger to where the pinky finger normally lives. Okay, so that first finger goes where your pinky normally goes, and then from there we have another group of notes on each string. Okay, and I do jump into third position a little bit in this piece. It helps with the phrasing and it helps capture the exact feeling that the singer is putting forward. Okay, now the way I'm going to be showing this is verse by verse, line by line. Okay, I'm not going measure by measure like we would on a score. We're going to go line by line, the way we actually hear and feel the song. Okay, so I'm going to start out. I'm going to play for you the entire first verse. I've got my little notes on the stand here so I don't get lost, and so occasionally I'll be looking over. And I'm going to play the first verse, and then we're going to break it down line by line. Okay, here goes. Okay, first verse, not so bad. It's beautiful. We're going to start on our low D. That's first finger on string 4, the C string. Okay, that little trick I just did to find an accurate pitch for your first note. I pluck the open D string with my middle finger. It doesn't have to be your middle finger, but that's what I do. And then I find that octave below, okay, on the first finger. Now, for that first line, hello darkness, my old friend, we want 2 low Ds. Down bow, up bow. I stay pretty close to the frog. Down bow, up bow. We add the 4th finger on the C string. Play it twice. Step back to your first finger on string 3. 2 of them. And then open G. I use about half the bow. And I drift to a stop. We don't want to play that G and put the brakes on. Okay, it doesn't sound right. We just play it, we drift out to a stop. Okay, now I'm going to stay at this point on the bow. The next line, I've come to talk with you again. We drop that bow down to the C string, 3rd finger on the C string, string 4, and we're going to do an up bow going back towards the frog. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these 3rd fingers. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That takes us back to the frog. up to the G string, string 3 open, and I'm going to slur over to my 4th finger on the C string. Same bow and return bow on that 4th finger. Okay, good. We're up to line 3 because of Vision softly creeping, and he does this beautiful sort of climbing melody through that line, which I've tried to capture here. Okay, so we're on our 4th finger still on the C string. We have 3 of these guys starting at the frog. We go 1, 2, and on the 3rd, we're going to slur, same bow, up to this 1st finger on the G string. Now, on the return bow, we're going to slur up to the 4th finger. Next bow, we're going to slur from that 4th finger that we just landed on, up to the open D. Return bow on D, and 4th finger on the G string. Sorry, I got lost. Okay, that's that next line. Now, left its seeds while I was sleeping. We duck back over to that 4th finger on the C string. We bring the bow back. I want this to be an up bow going towards the frog. Okay, we have 1 coming back to the frog and another down bow on the same note with that slur up to the 1st finger on G. Return bow, slurs up to 4th finger. 4th finger slurs up to the open D. Return bow on D, and settle back in. 4th finger on the G string. Okay, now we're up to, and the vision that was planted in my brain, here comes that 3rd position that I was talking about. Okay, we are going to bring the 1st finger to the pinky's home on the C string, string 4. I'm going to bring that bow back. Okay, let's see. We've got an up bow on this 1st finger and a down bow. The down bow, though, is going to slur to the 3rd finger on the G string. Return on that same note. Bow goes to open D. We come back to 1st position and we play open 1, 2, 2, 1 open, and settling over to 4th finger on the G string. Still remains open D, and then 4-1 slur on the G string. Okay, within the sound of silence. Last line of the verse, we come back over to 3rd position on the C string, the bow drops, and we play, let me see, we've got 3 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, roll the finger back to the G string, bring the bow, follow it. Nice long note. Drift back to 1st position on string 4, 3rd finger, bow rolls over, up bow all the way to the frog, and now a 4-1 slur. Little vibrato. Boom. There's verse 1. Okay, not too bad. Hopefully that makes sense to all of you. Okay, good. Verse 2. Let me see. I'm going to start verse 2 on that up bow. I'm just going to play it through here for you. Nice. Okay, beautiful. All right. In restless dreams, I walked alone. Yes, that's the first line. We begin back on that D. Same note as the first note of the piece. We're on D. It's an up bow, and I have got 3 of them. Up bow, down bow, up bow. 4th finger, same string, 2 of them. Now I've got a 1 open slur on the G string. Back over to 4th finger, C string. And a nice trailing off bow stroke on the open G. I take the bow off, I leave that string ringing, I do a circle in the air, I want another down bow. I come back to 3rd finger on the C string. Okay, this is the next line. Narrow streets of cobblestone. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these 3rd fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slurring, open G, back over to that 4th finger on the C string. And a return bow all the way to the frog on the same note. Okay. Now, need the halo of a street lamp. We have 2 more notes on the 4th finger. Down bow, up bow. Step back, 1st finger on the G string. Give yourself enough room so that on the next up bow we can slur to the 4th finger. Now slurring to the open D. Return bow on D. And 4th finger. I turn my collar to the cold and damp. We have an up bow here on 4 on the G string and a slur from 4 to 2. Slur from 1 to open. C string, 4 open. Come right up to the D string, slurring to the 4th finger on G. 2, 4. 3rd position again on the C string. Okay, where are we? When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light. Here we go. I'm in 3rd position on the C string, where my pinky normally goes. Boom. That's that slur. Let me do that again. I have the up bow on this F. I down bow and I slur back to that 3rd finger. Whoa, stab. Open D, slur to E. By the... I'm 2nd finger. 3 of them. 1 open slur. And 4th finger. G string. Let's split the night. Up bow on the G. No, you know what? Let's do an up bow. Let's split the night. Let's do an up bow on this 4th finger G string. Down bow on open D. No slur. Up bow again, 4th finger on G. And 1st finger on that A. Okay? And now we're at the end of that line and touch the sound of silence. We come back to our 3rd position. I told you we were going to be doing this a lot. 3rd position on the C string. We have 3 of them. We end up with the frog. Roll that 1st finger back to the G string. 3rd finger in regular 1st position on the C string. Up bow all the way to the frog. 4-1 slur. Very nice. Beautiful, guys. So, listen, that's the first 2 verses. Obviously, it's the first 2 verses. That's all we did. And you know what? I think I'm going to can this lesson right there. I think more is just too much to start with. So I'm going to do the rest of the song in a subsequent following video. So that's it for now. Let me give you a little playthrough of what we've done so far. All right. Hopefully everything we did today makes sense. Like I said, we're going to do another video for the rest of the song. That'll be coming out very shortly. I just felt like breaking it up so that it's easier to manage your own practicing. Try to play all the way through with me, and then for your own practice, just go a bite at a time. Take it as you can do it, and make sure you've got one little section pretty competently, sounding good to your satisfaction before you start trying to add on further bites, right? Before we have the whole thing. Okay, as always, thank you for coming and joining me here, and take care. See you later. Bye.